channeled by that man, in front of millions. It seemed as though he reached through the television and grabbed Jim's soul. There was no amusement in that icy gaze. It served as a warning, a statement, and an announcement that this was more than just rap. This conflict was personal. Fear of being repossessed. Too much. Your necklace is covered in enamel. I purchase _ you purchase those areas. I purchase collectibles, you buy watches. The bar pusher didn't spit. He rendered a verdict. The man gazed intently into Thelon's as though he were looking directly into Jim Jones's fears and past his facade. Every lyric was like a notice of spiritual eviction. As push was, your time is over, buddy. I'm taking back the space you didn't deserve. And when the internet was taking a breather, he suddenly struck Jim with one of the rudest insults we've seen in a long time. Stated that Jim is fleeing spirit. It wasn't only a jab. It was on beat, full-blown exorcism. The internet took off don't think pieces, comments, memes, you name it. Go ahead. The culture with a single line and a chokehold. But let's discuss that line in more detail. For a moment, it wasn't merely a smart wordplay. Its foundation was cold reality. Jim's house was essentially repossessed by an entire bank. Rap cap isn't that those are actual receipts, as well as making that personal. No. That's bib. There was more than just music involved in this degree of gloom. It has to do with legacy. And guess who comes next? As if that wasn't enough salt in the womb. Mase. Yes. Mase. He watched Jim's public appearance as he pulled up to the ruckus, like he was sitting in the front row of a giant tub of popcorn. Disgrace plays out like a Netflix drama. It was evident in the sneer on his face. It was no longer just beef. Jim was the host of the full-fledged roasting session. Primary course. You pleaded with us. You're a fan. But a pause. Leave Maya at this point. The situation shifts from melancholy to outright delusions. Following all of that, too would think Jim would accept the loss gracefully after all that lyrical humiliation. Perhaps take a seat, take stock, and log off for a while. However, Jim leaps up. He makes a freestyle Instagram return as if he's still got bars in, like he's Rocky in the last round. If you thought it couldn't get worse for Jim, brace yourself. What fans did to him next might be more savage than the diss itself. Keep watching, because the second half of this video is where everything unravels. The room, and to whom is he aiming? Mase, as well as Pusha. For example, he is still in his prime, and it is 2006. However, let's maintain a perfect score. Jim has spent decades being educated by Mase and Cameron. This is nothing new. Additionally, Jim continues to arrive late talkless without completing any homework. Let's thoroughly dissect this situation. Malice and push. Yes, the entire clips transformed NPR's small desk into